Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but that fire is so delightful. And since we've got no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Yes, it is a snow day for me, so I thought I would make a video response to the Stoned Commander. Hi, I'm a discussioner here. So this is my first video response to Stoned Commander. Most of you probably know him from the whole Desert File yelling gravity thing, which I'm not going to play. But since then, he has rescinded that whole thing, and also is going to be reading a book on evolution soon after he just finished reading the entire Bible. I've been subbed him for a little bit since that whole deal with Potholer, naming the Ignorance Award after him, and then also taking it back after he realized that Stone Commander was not really worthy of having that award named after him, which is a good thing that he was not worthy of it. And in the past couple months of watching him, I realized that I kind of like the guy. I think he's a pretty decent person. We disagree on theology a lot, but I think he's a very decent human being. I haven't seen a lot of his videos, only for the past couple months, but from what I've seen so far, Stone Commander, I think you're a good guy. Now, he recently asked a question about the solar-powered Bibles to Haiti and why people are getting all up in arms about the fact that Christian groups are sending solar-powered Bibles to Haiti. And he also mentions that he would not be upset if people had sent solar-powered books on origin of the species to Haiti. And he also states that anyone who would get one of these things would really be crazy and not accept it, even whether it was the Bible, the origin of the species, or the Quran. It's a solar-powered book. That is pretty cool. And I'll handle these points in reverse order. I will give you that if someone handed me a solar-powered Quran or Bible or Origin of the Species, that does seem pretty cool. I probably would take it. They're audiobooks as far as I know, or at least the Bible one is. And I'll admit that would be pretty cool. However, I would not be very happy if people decided to send Origin of the Species to Haiti right now, which leads to the point about why people are up in arms about the fact that people are sending solar-powered Bibles to Haiti. The amount that apparently was spent on these Bibles was $92,000, something that could buy months' worth of supplies for thousands of people and save a lot of lives. Now, the problem here is that if the solar-powered Bibles were just sitting there in a room and they weren't going anywhere and decided to just ship them off to Haiti and it didn't really cost any resources, then fine. There's some arguments you can make that would maybe lead to it still being wrong, but I don't think they're necessarily that important. The problem here is that these Bibles did cost resources. Now, Stone Commander does say, or I'll just address you. You did say that you think that they should be sending as much water, food, and medicine as possible. So I'm not saying that you were trying to say that that wasn't important. But the fact is that this $92,000 that was spent, these resources that are allocated to producing Bibles, could have been better spent in this situation. At best, let's just assume for the moment that the Bible is speaking the truth and people do need to be saved by it. I would argue that the number of people that are going to be saved by these Bibles are going to be far less than the number of people who are going to die because they did not send $92,000 worth of food, medicine, and supplies. So here, I think life takes priority, for you cannot convert someone who is dead. And I also think that actions are going to speak a little bit louder than words here. And at this point, people don't need preaching. They need to survive. And that is, after that, once their society is not in dire straits, then send them the spiritual guidance they need. But right now, I think that's the issue. It's not that they sent Bibles, it's that they sent Bibles instead of sending medicine, food, and water. And that is what is more needed right now. So those are my thoughts to you, Stone Commander. keep up the good work, and I'm looking forward to your reading of A Book on Evolution. And I've already posted this on your video. You asked for recommendations. I already told you I think you should read Why Evolution is True by, I think, Jerry Coyne, C-O-Y-N-E. I just want to make a bit of a stronger argument here. The people have recommended you read books by Dawkins and stuff. I really would like to suggest you do not do that. Dawkins, I think, is an excellent scientist, but his books are often geared towards the non-believer as far as religion is concerned. I think they're going to spend, even his latest one is going to spend more time attacking religion than necessarily describing evolution, at least more than I would be comfortable with you reading if you're trying to find out about evolution. Whereas Why Evolution is True, that book is specifically geared not necessarily towards the believer or unbeliever in as far as evolution is concerned, but just to presenting the scientific data in as basic a term as you can get while still effectively describing the reasons why it's true. There are theology books written by people like Billy Graham that are not intended for atheists to read. They're intended for people who already believe in Christianity to read them, and to a non-believer, hearing about how Jesus died on the cross for you isn't going to help if you don't think Jesus in fact died on the cross. This book is going to explain to you why evolution is true, not why it's necessarily important or why it debunks religion or any of that stuff. It's just going to present the straight facts. It comes highly recommended by a lot of people that I respect. I hope you choose that one, please. Have a nice day, and enjoy the snow if any of you have it where you are. Honest Discussioner, out.